Have you ever noticed that one person keeps showing up in your mind? Not for days, not for weeks, sometimes for years. You tell yourself you've moved on, you build a new life, you meet new people, you stay busy, and yet somehow they still appear. A song, a street, a random Tuesday afternoon, and suddenly they're there again. The strange part? Sometimes you don't even want them anymore. You know the relationship wouldn't work. You know they're not right for you. And yet, your mind keeps returning to them, as if something unfinished is still waiting for you there. Why? Most people think it's because the person was special. Psychology suggests something deeper. Because sometimes, the person who stays in your mind isn't revealing who they are. They're revealing something unfinished inside you. And once you understand that, everything starts to make sense. Let's begin with something psychologists call the Zeigarnik Effect. The Zeigarnik Effect is the tendency of the brain to remember unfinished experiences more strongly than completed ones. Think about it. A movie with no ending, a conversation cut off halfway through, a book missing its final chapter. Your mind hates loose ends. And emotional experiences are no different. Sometimes you don't keep thinking about a person because they were your soulmate. You keep thinking about them because the story never felt complete. No proper goodbye. No real explanation. No closure. Just questions. And the brain hates unanswered questions. So it keeps reopening the file. Again and again and again. You replay conversations. You imagine different outcomes. You think of what you should have said. You imagine what they might be thinking. Your mind isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to finish a story. But then something else happens. The story stops being about closure and starts becoming something much more powerful. Something called limerence. Limerence is a psychological state of intense romantic obsession. Not love, not attachment, obsession. It's when thoughts about a person become difficult to control. You think about them while driving, while working, while trying to sleep. You imagine future conversations, future reunions, future possibilities. And here's the part most people never realize. The obsession often survives long after the desire is gone, yet your mind remains attached. Why? Because your brain became attached to what the person represented. Hope, validation, excitement, possibility. Maybe they represented the relationship you always wanted. Maybe they represented a version of yourself you wished you could become. Maybe they arrived during a difficult chapter of your life and became linked to your idea of happiness. Whatever the reason, the person became a symbol, and symbols are much harder to let go of than people. That's why some people say something remarkable. They'll tell you, "I don't even want them anymore, but I still think about them every day." At first that sounds irrational, but psychologically, it makes perfect sense. Because the brain is no longer chasing the person. It's chasing the meaning attached to the person. Now let's go even deeper. Your brain has another habit, a habit called mental simulation. Humans constantly imagine future possibilities. Athletes visualize performances. Speakers rehearse speeches. Your brain runs simulations before reality happens. Most of the time that's useful. But sometimes it becomes a loop. You replay conversations that never happened. You imagine saying the perfect thing. You imagine them finally understanding. You imagine getting the ending you never received. The scenario feels real. The emotions feel real. Your body responds as if it actually happened. And slowly, your inner world becomes more compelling than reality itself. Not because you're weak. Not because you're broken. Because the imagined version finally gives you something reality never did. Control. In the simulation, you say the perfect thing. In the simulation, they understand. In the simulation, everything makes sense. Real life rarely works that way. And that's why some people get trapped there. Not because they love fantasy, but because fantasy feels resolved. Reality doesn't. This often connects to another psychological process called rumination. Rumination is when the mind circles the same thoughts repeatedly without reaching resolution. It's like running on a treadmill. Lots of movement, no arrival. You analyze, you replay, You revisit. You search for answers. Yet somehow you end up exactly where you started. And after a while, it becomes exhausting. Not physically, emotionally, mentally. Some people reach a point where they're simply tired. Tired of thinking. Tired of hoping. Tired of replaying. Tired of carrying someone in their mind who may not even be thinking about them at all. And that's usually the moment when the real transformation begins. Because eventually, a difficult question appears. What if this was never really about them? That's the question most people avoid, because it's uncomfortable. But it's also the question that sets you free. Maybe what you're grieving isn't the person. Maybe you're grieving the future you imagined with them. The trips, the conversations, the life you pictured, the version of tomorrow that never happened. And maybe that's why letting go feels so difficult. You're not losing a person, you're losing a possibility. But there's one final layer, and this may be the most important one of all. Sometimes you don't miss the person. Sometimes you miss the version of yourself that existed around them. The hopeful version, the excited version, the version that believed anything was possible, the version that felt alive. Because people often become emotional landmarks. They remind us of who we were, who we wanted to become, what we hoped life would feel like. And when they leave, it can feel as if that version of us disappeared too. But here's the truth. It didn't. That version was never inside them. It was always inside you. They revealed it. They awakened it. But they didn't create it. And once you understand that, something shifts. The focus moves away from them, back to you, back to your healing, back to your growth, back to the parts of yourself still waiting to be rediscovered. And that's when something remarkable happens. The thoughts may still appear from time to time. The memories may still visit. But the pain begins to fade. Because the person is no longer a wound. They're a lesson, a chapter, a mirror, a reminder of something you needed to learn. So if someone immediately came to mind while watching this video, leave a comment below, or send this video to someone who might need to hear it. Because understanding why we can't let go is often the first step toward finally moving forward. And maybe that's why some people stay on your mind. Not because you're destined to be together, not because they're secretly thinking about you, not because the universe refuses to let go, but because they revealed something important. A hope, a wound, a dream, a hidden part of yourself. And once you understand what they came to teach you, you no longer need to carry them everywhere you go. You can carry the lesson instead. And that changes everything. Milk and honey for your soul.